Foreigner and Leonard Skinner will be there August 16th. Motley Crue August 21st. For complete details on all of our upcoming shows on the concert page, KFAN.com, keyword calendar.
At the number 3, Ron Johnson via X, probably via Instagram as well. You can find Ron Johnson. He's a Gopher great. Covers Minnesota Vikings. He is my fan line mate, partner in crime. He joins me now. How you doing, Ron?
Man, I'm good. You know, the new building.
Yeah.
Let's say, to say the least. It looks nice.
Oh, thank you.
Certain areas look nicer than others.
Yes.
Construction's still underway.
It is.
But this whole key card situation, it's going to be interesting for the fan line. I guess I got to have an app with another app with 2 different phones.
Yep.
And then a key card.
That is correct.
With maybe a password.
There will be a password.
And so, yeah. So
which is subject to change.
Yeah. So hopefully we figure this out before the first fan line.
Yeah.
And it's coming up.
It's coming up this Saturday. Yeah, so if you have 5 to 10 minutes after the show today, I would like to take you down to the keeper of the key card related information.
Okay. Yeah, because I gotta stop downstairs at Continental Diamond.
Oh, of course.
Have some jewelry repairs to get done.
Oh, really?
And, yeah. They had given my wife not given, I'd earned it. Working here years ago, but she had a necklace that she's had for years now. This is crazy. This is our 12th season doing.
How about that?
I know. Doing the pregame show, and I think the 11th season doing Fanline or 12th season doing Fanline as well. So, yeah, no, she had a necklace from
Your beard's gotten quite gray over the course of that time.
That's more daughters and evereverything else.
Oh, it is? Not the football team?
Not the football team. It's the daughters. They will wear me out. But
you got 2 of them, right?
I got 2.
No.
Well, you have
I got 3.
3. Yeah. So you're going to get worse.
It's not really a contest, but I'm just saying I can relate.
It's the teen side.
Yeah.
So I got a 15-year-old now and an 11-year-old, and the 11-year-old is a teenager.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot. It's a lot of just, I'm there. I'm trying to be a supportive dad. I'm trying to listen to every story. Friends are, as they get into high school, you'll learn this too. The friends that they had in 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade aren't the same friends they probably either need to have or want to have in the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th grade. And I'm hearing that from all parents. Like, it's just girls change, attitudes change, priorities change. You know, some kids are super into sports. Others are, I want to go to the mall all day and hang out with boys. And so you kind of got to figure out which group you're going to be in. But yeah, it's the gray beard.
Well, we're definitely not doing the mall and the boys thing.
Not yet. But yeah, no. So I got to go down kind of enough. So yes, I will be able to. Yeah, her necklace fell off. Thank God it was in the house. And we realized the clasp is not as tight as it should be. So we got to get that fixed. And
Continental's the spot to do that.
Yeah. And I love it because I can drop it off, and then I know, I'll be back here at some point. I can just pick it back up. Normally they'll tell me like, oh, we can get it done in 30 minutes, but I'm just drop it off, take off. I got work to do. I'm stopped by Benilde High School, and I'm going over to Kennedy High School, Jefferson, because through game 1 we still do uniforms and apparel. And right now, Starter. Remember Starter?
Yeah.
So Starter Jackets is back.
For real?
Yeah, they partnered with us game 1, and we are making custom. So that Charlotte Hornets Notre Dame jacket you guys grew up loving, the Chicago Bulls, with the Jordan patent leathers. You can now get a custom. I was going to show Abbott. You can get a custom KFAN starter jacket.
A starter jacket with the fan on it?
With the fan on it, company logo, everything, fully custom. Oh yeah, you can do the heavy one, you can do the light one that's just a windbreaker to wear. Oh yeah, it's
well, you know Emily, right? Here in the office?
I don't know.
Who just basically runs, I think you have. You'll recognize her when you see her, but she runs the show around here. She's unbelievable.
To show the starter jackets too.
I kind of want a KFAN starter jacket.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, little sob story here.
Yep.
Never had one.
You never had a starter jacket?
Always wanted one.
And you grew up in what city?
Mankato.
Oh, okay, yeah. That.
My mom, for Christmas, I wanted a starter jacket so badly. She got me a jacket for Christmas. It was,
I don't mean to laugh.
Logo 7.
What is that?
Something that was sold at Walmart. And my little heart was broken. I've never owned a starter jacket, and this is my route. At 41 years old, dreams realized.
Hey, that's what growing up is about.
It's kind of cool how if you're a brand maker, then you just want that brand to never do anything but go through the moon, and you want everybody to buy 8 different versions of it.
Yep.
But it is kind of interesting how something becomes old, but then someday it becomes new again.
Baggy jeans are back. I'm seeing NFL players now wearing baggy suits again, baggy jeans. I remember I got rid of all my baggy suits. I wore one baggy suit on Vikings Game Day Live, my first year doing the show, and Spice Adam and a bunch of my friends made fun of me, saying my suit was too big.
For real?
Yeah, so I had to go call up a custom suit person. I went to Men's Warehouse as well because they do custom suits. I've been trying to get what's his name from Hammermade. I model their stuff, but they've never actually followed through and made me a suit. So hoping Hammermade hears this. I'll take it for the season.
Are there any other brands you'd like to name while you're on the radio today, Ron?
No, that's the only one. Hammermade, custom suits, Vikings Game Day Live. You get a lot of push on it. I'll make sure to model it on the 3-minute drill with me, Pete Burgess, and Ben Lieber. But yeah, no.
All right.
But no, yeah, so Starter Jack is back.
Marketing at KFAN.com if you'd like the opportunity at some point someday. You're like, hey, I'd like to advertise on the Fan.
Yeah.
Or at 3 Ron Johnson via social media channels, and he will just name drop you on the Fan.
And then come my way, and we'll take care of it. We'll get you out there.
We do have Fan Line this Saturday, by the way, and it's crazy.
Giants.
It's crazy how this thing has popped up. And it is it's a nooner, and then you and I, middle late afternoon, we'll opine on the first preseason game. But you've been out to, whether it was a night practice last night, you've been out to several practices during camp. Just what things are bouncing around in your head in terms of putting this thing together? And off air, you just kind of called it weird almost in terms of what you've been seeing. This could be a weird year. I'm just curious what leads to that conclusion for you.
Well. So when I say weird, I don't know if everybody else feels this, maybe I do, but again, this is our 12th year, and you probably longer than me. You're kind of used to going into camp, here's the quarterback situation, or it's a little bit more clear based off what we're hearing. You know, you kind of know who they drafted, the Teddy Bridgewater year. And then even with his injury that year, it's still what didn't feel weird. You got Sam Bradford coming in. You got Case Keenum. We got the Minneapolis Miracle. You got all the stuff.
Started after Teddy's injury, started 5-0, right?
Correct.
Sean Hill at Tennessee gets the win, defensive TDs. And then we started 5-0 with Sam the Man.
And so you look at.
And then the entire O-line got hurt.
We're not going to talk about that.
No, that's true.
But when you look at this camp right now, it feels like neither quarterback has shown anything better than the other, right? Yeah. JJ last night had a couple great throws, couple on-time throws. For me as a receiver, I'm really watching because as a bigger receiver, I ran a lot of, curls and middle of the field stuff. And even slants. I remember in college, Glenn Mason went off on Travis Cole about that. We were playing Ohio State, and he's like, if you throw that late, it's going to be an interception or he's going to get killed.
Yeah.
And so all week he's throwing that slant. Now here's a funny story about that. If you go back and watch that play, the slant against Ohio State where I tipped it 4 times and it was behind me, he threw it late. I just happened to slow down because I'm I'm not getting killed. Because if I had kept going, I would have got murdered.
Yep.
And so I kind of stopped because I'm like, this is late. And it was behind me, which worked out perfect. Nate Clemens kept going. The linebacker missed. I tipped it, whatever. But the whole point of that is, can you throw the ball on time? If you throw it on time, do you understand the coverage? And this is what I'll say, too. Training camp is tough because Brian Flores' defense, Josh Metellus last night, I can't even say what he said, but there were so many expletives, get that out of here. This is not going to work, blah, blah. He's just chirping. And people forget, the defensive guys are trying to earn jobs, too. They don't give a crap about this quarterback battle. They're we're not making it easier on one guy. They're going to make it Josh was sitting there doing man coverage. And he wasn't going to be a man. You can kind of tell, and Josh McCown and I talked about this, but he's yelling to the quarterback. But making sure the quarterback can hear, he's yelling, I got him. You get him. So it's so much talking. You're like, are you really going to be a man right now? Well, here's the problem. You snap the ball and the quarterback is still thinking man. Now all of a sudden they drop back, 23 comes over. You still throw it thinking it's a man and it's zone, tip, interception. And that's what we're seeing, right? It's a lot of Flores confusing the quarterbacks. And the coaches do have a script, and I've seen coaches get into fights over this. If I script this, you better run the defense you told me you were going to run. Because I'm trying to draw up my plays, knowing the defense, but I want my quarterback to see what I know I should see. And so that is a little bit of that, too, because we know Flo's defense has a little bit of, do what you want to do sometimes.
Yeah,
and
it's
now,
a zoo out there.
And Josh is now the Harrison Smith. You got Jamal Adams now being the Josh Metellus, Swiss Army knife, can play backer, can play at the edge, can rush a quarterback. I talked to him about that too. He's like, man, yeah. He's like, man, that was Pete Carroll that put me at linebacker. He was like, man, I'm a safety. He's like, Pete, everybody's talking about my injury and this, and I'm not the same guy I used to be. He's like, man, that's why I came with Flo, because I saw what Josh could do, and I want to be that guy. And he is going to be that guy. Like, he fits into that scheme. He can play in the box. So with the quarterbacks, when I say weird, it's just a lot of confusion out there. So that's why I say I'm not really too caught up in all, like, people posting all these stats about quarterback play at camp and all. Who gives it? Like, some of those are drops. Like, a couple of those throws have been great by both quarterbacks, and the receivers are dropping the ball, or tight ends are dropping the ball. So it's not all on the quarterback. You can see the stats, and then you can make your own assumption. But if you're not seeing that these receivers just drop that, or, like, I'm not going to say the receiver, but there was one curl route and I was talking to the coach about this, and I'm like, he should have kept coming back to the ball, right? And he's like, yeah, he's got to keep driving back. He stops his feet, wants to catch it, a curl. It was a bullet, but wants to catch it. And the DB just comes over the top, makes a nice, easy play. So that's, again, on the receiver, where if it's Justin Jefferson, you're not seeing that. He's coming back to the ball. He's making hand catches. Addison as well. But some of these other receivers are not fully running back, not realizing, like, this is not college, man. These DBs are hungry. And Pierre and Byron Murphy, like, and oh my goodness. Like, last night, one of the interceptions by Isaiah Rodgers, like, he would have dunked a basketball as high as he jumped. Like, I don't know what his true vertical is. He'll have to tweet it out maybe if somebody asks him, like, what's your vertical? But he set him up. And we've all heard the Palms interview with what's his name, from the Seahawks, the cornerback, for the Seahawks, Richard Sherman.
Oh, yes.
Remember? And they were talking about the Bears corner, Jalen Johnson. Like, oh yeah, I was in Palms, man. I was trying to make him think it was this. And I dropped back to Rob the corner route, and then, CJ Stroud goes up to him like, hey man, you got to stop telling people what you're doing. I think Isaiah Rodgers did last night. Like, he was in some type of, like, flat coverage, but there was nothing threatening the flat. So he just kept sinking. And I think the quarterback just thought, okay, I can get this corner in there. Man, Isaiah Rodgers had to jump at least a 40-inch vert on that and picked it off. And so, again, it comes down to, like, was that play call fit for that coverage, or was that the quarterback's fault? And so that's why I just say it's weird. It just, nothing feels like one guy is the guy. Like, whoever they name the starter, I think KOC is going to put his all into both guys. Like, and Carson Wentz, man, like, shout out to Carson Wentz, because he looks good too. Like, all three look good. Like, I honestly, if he were to say Carson Wentz is the starter week 1, I don't think anybody who's inside any of the players, you ask Aaron Jones, I don't think they would be like, oh man, why we do? Like, Carson Wentz looks good too. And I could tell a story later about what Carson Wentz did last night. Like, it was super awesome. He stopped and talked to my daughter.
Oh, awesome.
Who had a knee injury. And so Carson, he was
super good dude.
He was explaining his from 2017 to her last night. And it probably was like, it was so motivating that she went home last night after the night practice, fireworks and everything, 10:30 p.m. and she started doing physical therapy last night. Like, she was like, most kids get home at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and they're going to bed. She was downstairs in the living room doing her PT. She was doing, she got up this morning and was doing squats. She went to see the physical therapist over there. So it was like, and KLC's wife came over and talked to her. KLC's father-in-law, which at first I thought it was just a guy, like, just coming to ask us questions. Come to find out, like, after he walks, like, right before he's done, he's like, oh no, I'm her father, pointing to KLC's wife. So, like, it was a very cool night, but we can talk more about the Carson Wentz thing, but he looks good. Yeah. Like, he looks really good too. Like, he's getting, and there's times where he's getting rid of the ball quicker, because he was in the offense last year probably just as much as JJ, if not more. X's and O's, he probably has better command than each of those. And so it's coming off of his hand. He has zip. He looks good. He's running. If there's a rush, he's getting out of the pocket. I'm pretty sure he's had time to rest that shoulder now after all the stuff he went through last year. Yep. But yeah, he looks good too. Like, so it's weird in the sense of we're really going to have to get through these So for everybody that's like, oh, why wouldn't he just name a quarterback? It's not definitive. Like, that's why. If it was definitive, I'm pretty sure he would do it going into this game. I mean, he's going to have to say who's 1A and 1B for this game, because somebody has to go out there first. Right. But I wouldn't read into that. I think right now Kyler Murray's taking more snaps with the number 1 center. And I mean, like, just warm-up stuff. That's what I look at. Yeah. Who goes to Brandel and who goes to Juergens. It's always kind of Kyler with Brandel, which means he just, in his mind, he's putting himself in that leader 1 spot, right? JJ just like, whatever, I'll go with Juergens. And they're doing their little pre-practice drills with Josh McCown and so on and so forth. And so when you see that, you're just like, well, he's trying to take the one. But is he the one? Like, I think these preseason games are going to be more valuable than it's ever been for us to, like, actually get on KFAN after and be like, hey, what did you see in this first game? And so for the fans that are going to watch this first game, like, I think this is the one fan line, the next two at least, because they're both going to play that third one. We might have an answer. But we're going to have a lot. That's what makes it fun for us. We're going to have a lot to talk about because it's going to be quarterback play in these first two games after the game.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. Have you seen every time, and I'm not taking notes and reps and who did what, I'm just watching.
Yep.
It feels like Kyler's still doing the vast majority of his work out of the gun.
Yeah.
And I'm also seeing that JJ's doing a significant amount of his work under center.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of fascinating to me in terms of two guys vying for the same spot, but that functionally is very different in terms of who comes out ahead. Have you seen it similar?
Yeah, and I'm not trying to be funny about it. I think when you look at the height of that offensive line, Kyler and it's nothing like he's been that way, right? There's nothing he can do about his height.
Yeah.
It's just certain things he probably can't see from under center. You know, like he has to stand up. And here's the problem. When you're under center and you're trying to get Josh or somebody to move or do something, you got to put your hand, like if you put your hand on the center's back, we've seen that, right? They put their hand on the center's back and they're looking around. Nobody's moving. They're like, you're not taking a snap.
Right.
But once you put that hand under that butt, now they kind of have to give it away a little bit because they're like, okay, if I'm way down here in the box and I got to go diagonally across to be in cover two, I got to at some point get out of here. Because if I don't and I'm leaving that back half open, now if somebody's screaming, and this happened yesterday, but somebody missed it. Jordan Addison actually got to it because they were a little bit late and he was screaming wide open. And nobody threw them the ball, you know. And I could see all the coaches kind of looking at the replay and like, you know, you could see them like, that was the throw, you know, that it was there because the way the safety couldn't get over the top and Addison's speed, he couldn't match him. And Addison got on top of him quick. He tried to come across and the corner did nothing to slow him down. Like that was part of it too. You got to jam him, then drop. He kind of like, I think he bluffed or missed and then Addison was gone. That type of stuff is where you want your quarterback to give you a read sooner. But if you never put your hand under, because the whole foot thing, you know, it's the foot when you're in gun and it's 1 foot, 2 feet, you know, whatever your cadence is for the center. Hey, after my third foot, I'm ready. Or after my clap, I'm ready. Whatever that is, you got to be able to have something to get them to move. And so I think Kyler's just more comfortable back there. But yeah, if play action doesn't work unless you're under center. And I think that's kind of the key to this offense. There's a lot of play action. You got 3 really good running backs. I don't know. I think if it is Murray, it probably will be more gun. If it is JJ, it probably will be more for traditional under the center, but then a little gun, you know, look. But
that would be JJ or Wentz.
Correct. Could be Wentz too. Yeah. And so if you look at 3-step drop slants, right, and you're under center, it's that. If it's Kyler and he takes those same 3 steps, maybe he's not able to see over Darrisaw. He's not able to see over O'Neal. And maybe that's why he's doing it from the gun because his angle to throw the slant is a little bit different. The one thing I noticed, like, I don't know if you watch Kansas City stuff at all, but when they do Skelly, they have, remember those they exist still, those basketball, it's like mesh cutouts of a man, but you can see through it, but if you hit it, the ball's not going. So that's basketball, right? So you have to shoot over it. Kansas City bought those for football. So they have 5 managers out there being down linemen at the snap. They crisscross. They do all their stuff. So now Mahomes, every single throw, whether it's air or whatever, 7-on-7, he has to find a lane. And I think that's very like forward thinking. I know some people use actual managers, but a lot of those managers are too short to even affect what's happening. So Kansas City took it a step further, and I'm pretty sure more teams would do it. But I think that's what they need too for
the guys with the brooms.
Exactly. Or with the stick or whatever. Like, because Kyler Murray has to be able, you have to see, like, what can he see? What angles can he throw through? Because then when team happens, I think that's what we're seeing on Twitter. Everybody sees team and they're like, oh man, it kind of, nobody's looking better than any. No, they both look good. Neither just looks better than the other right now. But again, what Kyler Murray is good at is when the play breaks down. And that's what we won't see until live bullets happen and they're allowed to hit. Right now, guys are like Blake Cashman came through, I think, twice. And, you know, he had to just stop because he's like, I don't even want to get close to these guys.
Right.
In the game, you're not stopping Tyler Nubin. He comes through. It's, you know.
He's going to smack you.
Or you got to make a miss. And I think that's where, you know, you kind of got to look at that. You know, Abdul Carter, I think he's still healthy. I haven't looked at Giant stuff, but when
they got Brian Burns.
Okay, yep.
I would imagine we're not seeing some of those guys
correct.
in a preseason game,
right?
But.
And some guys are locked in, some guys are still going to go. I text Noob about that just to kind of see, because I know the Gophers had something they want. One of the people wanted Tyler to do something, and so I didn't ask him Giant stuff because I didn't want to get into that yet. But that's probably my next question this week is like, hey, who can we count on to be in this game? If you even know, like, are the ones going to go? Because again, I think the Vikings want the best look possible for both these quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Because now, I hate to say it, but this is a turning point. Do you sit around and hope JJ is the guy? Do you start Kyler and try to trade and get whatever you can get for JJ and then think next year and draft a Drake Lindsey? It's so much, I think, pushed into this opportunity with the Vikings, and they got 3 good guys. But if it's Carson Wentz, I think everybody's gonna be like, whoa, what in the world? Like,
people will be mad about that.
Like, did we just bring in Kyler Murray for nothing? Because it should be Carson Wentz and JJ the backup, and that could be an option though.
It's crazy the way you're laying it out there, and just seeing it similarly. Just nobody is stamping camp as theirs, and so there's more to be seen. And impatient people like me are frustrated about it, but we'll get to the right answer. Ron Johnson's in studio at 3. Ron Johnson, more Vikings and football related conversation. We might jump into the Gophers, as a matter of fact, at some point here. But Ron Johnson's with me, Nordo, in for PA 9 to noon on the Fan.
You're listening to Eric Nordquist in for Paul Allen on the Fan.
From the 1-800 Ask Gary.
When the camera goes live, don't miss a moment. You can get a front row seat to the Power Trip Morning Show, program password, exclusive interviews, and more. KFAN.com/watch. It's powered by Quantum Fiber Internet. KFAN.com/watch.
64686, Bradshaw and Bryant, KFAN text line. I don't want this to happen, but somebody did suggest, they said, let's start a GoFundMe so Nordo can fulfill his childhood dream. I missed out on the starter jacket. I
like that.
Apparently they're back. I do also have there are some listeners out there that were as crushed as I was when their parents got them a Logo 7.
Wait, Logo 7, did they have shoes too, or was it just...
I have no idea.
Okay.
I think Logo 7, and someone always free to be corrected. I'm wrong all the time. But I'm pretty sure, so starter was the bit.
Yep.
Everybody wanted it, right? And you mentioned, I think back in the early 90s, I'm thinking Georgetown.
Yep.
Notre Dame.
Yep.
The Raiders.
Oh, yep, I remember that one.
And Charlotte Hornets?
Yep, Hornets, because that was Larry Johnson.
Correct.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And I got a Logo. I think Logo 7 was kind of we're going to piggyback off of this vibe with starter. And if you can't get the starter jacket, maybe we can con your parents in the clothing section at Walmart, and they'll think they're getting you something cool, but instead it is a Logo 7. So
I grew up in Detroit, so it was more you had to, if you wore it to school, you had to keep it on all day.
That thing was getting
stolen.
Or
it was getting stolen. Yeah, it would be 75 degrees in the school.
And you wearing a starter jacket.
Yeah, because we had still like the boiler room with the hot coil thing in the corner that was heating up the rooms. So they couldn't really turn those off in the winter. So you wear it to school, and then you couldn't leave it in your locker or it's gone. So like the Chicago Bulls was the big one for us because that was the Pistons Bulls days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it was kind of like people had to declare you're a Pistons fan or a Bulls fan. And the Jordan shoes, same thing. Like your Jordan shoes, you could not leave in your locker if you were changing for football practice or basketball practice. So, like, I remember Spice Adams one time after practice came out in his football cleats with his school clothes on because somebody had stole his Jordans. They took his jacket and his, yeah. And again, it's like, dude is 300, he was like 330 pounds in high school, or 325 pounds in high school.
Yeah, I'm not stealing anything from that
Exactly. He was so mad, but his mom told him, she's like, I told you not to leave him in there. So you would literally see dudes with Jordans in their bags, their duffel bags, bringing them out to practice. Because they're like, I'm not leaving this in the locker room because our locker room locked, but all it takes is somebody to walk out and somebody be standing there holding it. And then they were going through the lockers and, so starter jackets. My mom would tell me, like, do not wear it to school. If you wear it to school, you better wear it everywhere you go. But yeah, I had the Bulls one.
Tied around your waist.
Notre Dame. Or wear it. Like, you just had to wear it because it's like that thing is getting taken if you leave it in your locker. Because, we had guys that would just skip school and walk around and try to pick locks. And, starter jackets, they're wearing them.
What else have you enjoyed about camp? So the quarterback thing's weird.
Yep.
And I enjoyed your perspective on it last segment because, frankly, a lot of it has been, you mentioned JJ's looked good at times, Kyler's looked good at times, Carson Wentz looked good at times, and nobody's really separated themselves. That's a more optimistic viewpoint, I think, than what we've been seeing, whether it's reporting or just the social media abyss that it can be, is that he hasn't been good enough. Kyler hasn't been good enough. Wentz is old and not getting, and Max Brosmer's back there mimicking every rep because he's not actually getting any. Bum equipment. Did you ever have bum equipment as a kid?
Bum equipment?
Yeah, BUM. Bum equipment.
That was the name of it.
That was a brand.
Like bad equipment.
No, okay. Never mind. I just like a bird seeing something shiny. I was completely sidetracked by a text.
We were inner city, but our football was for real. Like I played with like Bart Scott, same program that like Sauce Gardner came up through. So that was the one thing they took serious was our football equipment. And like my dad being a professional football player, we had other guys that had played like Jerome Bettis and all those guys grew up in that. Larry Foote, he was in our grouping. So we had some guys that we played with or against. And so we had, I hate to say it, we would also have like drug dealers, local guys that would actually take care of it too. They would buy equipment, help guys out with shoes and other stuff. So that was one. If you were a football player, that was the one thing you were saying, like you could not, they were like, do not bother those kids. Don't bother those kids. So that was the one cool thing about if you walk through the downtown with your equipment, hey, you were good.
Yeah.
They would let you walk through. They wouldn't bother you, but yeah.
Back to the football thing again. I was sidetracked by myself, and I apologize before that. But
I'm always with you.
But to that end, outside of the QBs, just fascination about the rookies. Like who's popping for you at camp that you're kind of excited about?
Well, as a whole right now, and again, this is what we have to remember: when this team goes together, this Brian Flores project is helping these quarterbacks.
You think so?
Oh yeah, like they are not going to see a defense this chaotic. It is so chaotic. And there's some things like I won't even say, but it's chaotic. And it's going to be so fun to see. And again, I think Jamal Adams, you look at these other guys they've added with James Pierre, like it's everybody just like it's like I don't know, you ever watch, you have probably watched it, but like Avengers, right? Where it's all these different fights going on in Avengers and eventually it all comes to Thanos and that's the quarterback, right? Like, that's how it feels. Like, it's like all these little small fights or different things going on. And like these DBs are switching. These two are switching. And in the end, it's poetry, and there have been some blown coverages though. Like we've seen some deep balls go over the top because you see two guys looking at each other like, wait, you were supposed to be back there. Right. But this is where they iron that out. That's the one that I think, but Chuck Demmings, oh man. Like for a rookie.
So the steam's for real?
Yeah, and here's what it is about him. I think it's less about, like he's good, but it's also up here mentally, right? He doesn't care if you're Justin Jefferson. He doesn't care if you're Jordan Addison. He doesn't care if you're the trainer. Like he is going to be him. He's going to be all over you. He's going to play hard. Like he's not like a rookie where you're like, hey dude, calm down, man. This is, just walk through. Because you do have those guys that we've heard stories about, like, hey, man, like, why are you going so hard? Like, chill out. But when it's 7-on-7 team and all that stuff, that guy is around the ball every time. Like, him and Ty Felton, like, he is giving Ty Felton absolute fits. Like, when you think about every single ball in the air, he's there. Like, every time we look up, every 3 to 4 plays, and you're like, oh, well, there's 20 again. Then 3 more plays later, oh, well, there's 20 again. Like, he is just around the ball. He understands Flores' defense. So I think, like, right now, when you look at that 4th DB spot, I think he's kind of locking it down. Like, you got Pierre, you got Byron Murphy, you got Isaiah Rodgers. I think he is right there in that grouping where when they go, what is it? I think they do 6 DBs or 7 DBs out there and then kind of have a one linebacker with, I think it's Cashman. And then they, it's kind of a weird, they have an array of stuff when they know it's a pass
down. They do all kinds
down.
of weird stuff.
Like, I think he's in that group with those 6 DBs. Like, he is absolutely giving people fits out there. And again, when you can see him run with the best of them and not have to hold, that's the other thing too. He's not getting flags because the refs are out there. He's not getting flags. Like, he's smart enough to know when to hold, when not to hold, and all that. So I'd say Chuck Demings is for sure. Like, I know a lot of people are talking about it, but it's less of the plays, but just the smartness of how he's doing it. Like, he is grabbing jerseys, not gonna lie. Like, I saw him and Justin Jefferson. Like, Justin Jefferson looked at the ref like, are you kidding me right now? Like, he's holding my jersey, but he's smart enough to do it within the framework of the body.
Every corner does that.
You can't tell. So where some guys, remember the Xavier Rhodes year where Zim had to put boxing gloves on him because he just would not stop reaching. Demings kind of has that it factor where he just walks around like, hey, man, I deserve to be here. I don't care that I didn't go to Notre Dame or I didn't go to Georgia and all this stuff. Like, I'm right here with you guys. And I think he truly is doing it.
No, I'm excited for him, and I'm excited to ask you the most preposterous question that you'll get all day. Is there an element of this where Flores, I mean, in every camp we talk about it, where the defense is ahead of the offense? Mm-hmm. Is it hurting from our vantage point? Is the defense doing what they do hurting our ability to determine who the better QB is?
No, because you gotta beat the best. Right?
You don't go half speed. I'm totally with you there.
If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And I think that's what they're getting right now. And again, you asked me about the periods, right? So every period, because I was talking to Jasper Brinkley last night, who's now the player personnel director stuff and, engagement and all that with the players.
Yeah.
And he and I were talking just about like how practice used to be. And same with, Chisholm Oprah, who's one of the head scouts. He and I were with the Ravens together. And we were talking about the same thing. Like, man, remember we used to have to do 3-a-days where, there was a 7 a.m. practice before the fans even woke up, where there'd be 3 or 4 fans out there. And then we'd come back for a 1 p.m. practice. And then we'd have the 6 p.m. practice with pads on for the fans, and so you'd have 2 non-padded practices. And then you have a third practice that night. And we did it with the Bears too. I don't know what the purpose was, but we did it. No questions asked. Like my dad said, when they did it, it was 6 weeks of training camp and they had 2-a-days with pads in both practices. So it's changing for the better. But when you look at the way these players practice and the things they do, like, you have to want to beat the best. And the defense plays fast for sure, but as far as the periods go, right, 9:07, there's no more take it to the ground 9:07. Like, it's all like thud, hit, but don't take them to the ground.
Right.
Offense and defensive line, it's no more like, don't try to pancake them into the ground. We know you can do it. Like, once you bend them, let them go, because you're going to hurt them. Running backs, grab them up, but don't throw them to the ground. Like, stop doing that. Stop hitting, all that stuff, right? It used to be full, all-out tackle to the ground. I want to see, can my fullback put your linebacker on his back? Running back, can you run through the face mask of this linebacker? Because I got to prepare you for the game. They don't do that anymore. Now preseason is what that's about. And then you just hope these guys are pros that if they don't even do it in preseason, you're going to do it week 1, which is why week 1 is usually sloppy, to be honest. Like, the last couple of years, every team across the league, week 1's been a lot of injuries, weird ones like soft tissue, and then a lot of just bad football early on. But no, I think every period matters. Like, sometimes it is a true check down period where the coverage is like, hey, you can't throw it deep. And if a guy fits it in a window deep, then the coach can be like, oh man, like, I think Carson's done that like once or twice where we all were like, oh, did he really just throw that over linebacker before a safety, but to the right of the corner? Like, where there's like a small window and he fits it in. JJ did one last night. I think the Vikings posted it with Miles Price. Miles Price ran the corner. JJ threw it over the flat corner defender before the safety and then over the backer. Like, it was a perfect layered, like we talk about, second level throw. So I think it does work. It does help to have this type of defense going, for these guys. And I wouldn't want an easy defense, because then you're not getting a true picture of what these quarterbacks can do mentally. And we know KOC's thing is, how many plays can I give you at the line of scrimmage for you to be able to figure out what's the best play to be in, which is that old Peyton Manning thing, right? I give you 3 or 4 plays in the or 3 plays in the headset. You have the formation. Out of those 3, which one are you going to run and which one makes sense for the coverage you're seeing? So give them a fake go, do something. The minute you see it, all right, check, whatever, can, kill, whatever. Here's what we're doing. I kill it to a run, or I check it to 383, which is basically an out route, a seam route, and then an out route. Hey, if that linebacker or Josh Metellus doesn't get deep enough, hey, throw it to the tight end. Hey, if they back off, take the corners. And if all else fails, you got the running back running a check down in the middle. And so they want to see how quick can you figure that out. And honestly, like, I think I'm not going to say who, but quarterbacks, like it is a little bit of a delay to that. Like how quick you're getting to the check down. Like it should be 1, 2, 3, check it now. Versus 1, 2, 3, pat, now throw it.
Yep.
It's, I think that's what the coaches want to see. It's like who can check it down the quickest, who can get it out their hand the quickest. And that's where KOC probably feels like, hey, this 50-50 thing is working. Like they both are working hard. I really don't have an answer. They both look good. I think I can take both of them to the season and win at least 9 games, 10 games with them. Cause we have to remember, man, KOC has turned Josh Jacobs into a superstar.
Well, hang on here.
He was a superstar for like 3 weeks.
For a game and a half.
For 2 weeks.
And one of them, he just ran around with his head cut off in that Falcons game.
But, he was able to get him going a little bit. He's had some other quarterbacks come in and he's made them look pretty good.
So you think
Carson Wentz.
So the whispering's working?
Yeah, because he's giving them a lot.
Working.
He's giving them a lot in the headset. Okay. And I will say they want to snap the ball with right around 9 seconds. So that's, I think, the other thing we'll have to keep an eye on for this preseason is like, are they getting, because remember the long play calling. Are they getting to the line quick enough? Is the quarterback freaking out quick enough?
It's like the password to a crypto wallet. It's insane how long these things are. Let's pause and finish our thoughts on this. Ron Johnson's in studio. One more segment, 9 to noon. And it's Nordowin for PA on The Fan.
You're listening to Nordowin for PA on The Fan.
And how the sport went completely bonkers yet again.
Games and concerts, looking to go to those, get some tickets from Santana, the Doobie Brothers, Snoop Dogg, and more. Your chance to win is waiting. Enter now, KFAN.com, keyword contest.
Thanks for listening to 9 to noon this morning. Nordowin for PA. PA back in the mix tomorrow. And as a reminder, on Wednesday, we're going to do a time slot flop. So Tenna B is, or a time slot swap, I should say. So Tenna is going to work 9 to noon on Wednesday, and then PA and I will be out at Vikings training camp Wednesday afternoon, noon to 3. Ron Johnson creating his own little TV studio here, which is terrific. He's got his camera and his tripod up. You're getting cooked via the text line. Many are noting to let Tenna know that between 11:40 and 11:45 on August 10th, Ron Johnson said KOC turned Josh Dobbs into a superstar.
Oh my gosh.
I always love that.
Hey.
So it's early, but just there's a possibility that the selection committee may be privy to that and they may yank that audio.
Here's the thing, right? I'm not talking statistics.
Okay.
I'm not talking production. I'm talking, this man had a sit down with ESPN.
Context doesn't matter, but that's okay.
Shirts sold in your local stores.
The Pastronaut?
Yep, the Pastronaut. I think Shields was one of them. Had some shirts. I'm pretty sure Dick's Sporting Goods. I mean, he was a star for a little bit. Like he turned him into
he was in the news.
Yeah, he was in the news. Like that's what I meant. Like he got him out there into the world. Like Jake Browning was not being, like they weren't selling shirts in Cincinnati. I think Jake Browning's girlfriend was a bigger star than Jake Browning. Like she had more viral moments than he did. Like I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yes.
Like the Pastronaut, like he was a star. But yeah, throw it in there. I'm all for the.
You've heard the preposterous statement tournament before,
I've heard
right?
of it. I've kind of heard of it before.
So you're aware then that your explanation for trying to validate it.
I know. I gave up. First year, I fell for that because I think I said something like Mitch Leinart would be I was a Heisman candidate. I think it was the one that got me in there.
Mitch Leidner?
Yeah. Like, I think that was the one that got me in there.
And no offense to Mitch, but...
Yeah, that got me in there. So, and I tried to explain where I heard it from and why I was saying it. And yeah, I get it. I get it. So now I'm over it. Like, I'm just surprised Common's willing to get up that early and give up his tea time to come work from 9 to noon.
It's funny you say that. He happens to be off that day. Oh, okay. So Tenna will be the one that's...
so Common will still be golfing.
Running the ship.
From 7 a.m. to noon or whatever, 7 to 10.
That's the scheduling issue as it appears. Let me ask you this. Yeah. Thoughts on the Gophers? Thoughts on PJ's crew?
Yeah, so I'll be out there this week for practice a little bit. I had reached out to them about it, and so trying to figure out times to go. I've kind of checked it out a little bit. I was there, and some of the workouts before. It all comes down to Drake Lindsay. I think this is the tough thing. It's on his shoulders. When you think about the receiving crew, the tight ends, running backs, Darius Taylor, it's going to come down.
Sounds like they have some really cool pass catchers, like Jalen Smith's growing up, right? But then like Noah Jennings and Zion Septo, I think, a couple of newbies. that they're really pumped about. Maybe they're chasing down Ron John's records at some point someday.
Yeah, you know, and Jalen Smith, you know, the biggest thing with him, I talked to him last year about this. I'm like, man, he has a chance, right? He has a chance to be really good. We've talked about some routes he ran that weren't great, you know, and it was more so of not understanding the coverage and the situation. Because I told him, I said, man, the more the quarterback trusts you, the more they will just throw the ball your way.
Right.
Like, and that's where I think it got to my junior and senior year. Like, that touchdown against Ohio State, that wasn't supposed to be thrown there. Right. That was just thrown up in the air and said, okay, good luck.
Yeah.
Say, go help me out. Well, and that's where I think you can get to with this group. Drake Lindsey needs to find a guy. Jalen Smith, I think, could be that guy.
Has it been 25 years?
And Anthony Smith is still back, right?
25,
yeah, has been 2000.
25 years
2000.
Since we've won at Columbus.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing I'll say is I no longer have to hear people talk about who's the best number 3 ever. Well, I didn't leave for NIL, so I hopefully
he's back.
When y'all show up with those 3 jerseys now, I'll sign them.
There we go.
Yeah. Don't try to tell me just because some kid is, man, get out of here with that. I was loyal for 4 years. I stayed, even though Glenn Mason tried to go interview for Ohio State's job, I came back.
Yes, you did.
So,
thanks for hanging out today, man.
Appreciate you.
Ron Johnson, Emily Leiker, Pete Najarian, thanks to them for joining. Thanks to Brett for producing. I'm Nordo. Have an awesome day. Thanks for listening to The Fan.
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show, or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.
From the 1-800-ASK-GARY Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Verizon Business.
Quiet drive across most of the major area roadways.